Yo, YouTubers, let's hear doves. Hey, let's hear doves. Do that. None of this. I don't want to do it like but you know that fuck that crap. Let's hear doves. Let's see doves. Ozzy Osbourne got buried today. If I made as much a big deal about my mum's funeral as people are making about Ozzy Osbourne's funeral, you know what I mean? Like, my mum was cool. She was like poor. She had a hard time. She went before her time. Like, she wasn't a millionaire-esque. She didn't have a house in Beverly Hills, and you know what I mean. Like, if I made a big as much fuss, like, don't ever expect me to give a shite about Ozzy Osbourne, guys. You know what I mean? I've actually met that Black Sabbath, by the way, with Ronnie James Dio, the singer, and I shook hands with Ronnie James Dio because I respected him, mate. Now, Ozzy Osbourne's a funny guy and all that, like. But there's not a single song on this earth that they've done with him singing that I would want to listen to with headphones. Not one. Right, I've got my own taste in music. And the heavy metal kids, you know what they're like. They want to buy a t-shirt. I don't live there. This is where we live. You know what I mean? Like I say, he's a funny guy. He's honest, open. Couldn't sing for toffee. Sorry, guys. But anyway, let's do a beer review. If I made as much as a song and dance about my ma passing as people are for that, a heavy metal singer who was quite well off. Sorry, I'm pissing on the matchstick here, like, you know what I mean? Missing the party, like, Yeah, Tony Iommi was there when I met Black Sabbath, but I didn't say nothing to him. I didn't say, hey, how's it going, man? I respect Tony Iommi, he's a brilliant guitar player, guys. I'm just not into Black Sabbath, but, Glenn Hughes is alright, with Ronnie Dio's okay, you know what I mean? Or it's like, like I say, Ronnie James Dio, great singer. Glenn Hughes, brilliant. Ozzy, good laugh. Okay, it's, small doses, but I made as much a big deal about him as I did with my mum. Because you know what I mean? Anyway, this is a new one. Kirkstall Galaxy. It is Kirkstall, isn't it? Galaxy single hop IPA. I picked this up in the Asda, by the way. It's 5.5%. And I bought it because when I went to the Asda, there was only 3 blooms left. Right, 3 of the blooms. Seven Brothers Bloom, which I absolutely love that beer, guys. Feel good factor, not essentially the taste and all that. Feel good factor, you know what I mean? Very more important than the beer than anything else for me, that. Like, the feel good factor. And there was only 3 cans on the shelf in the Asda. So I bought the 3 cans, and you get 1 can for free, don't you? You buy 4 cans, you get 1 of them for free. So I bought this, picked this up, and thought, well, I haven't reviewed this. Let's give it a shot, shall we? It's a nice space age can. It's got like what's that? It's an orange there. It's a peach. Oh, these peaches are looking more like, they look like bums, don't they? I don't know. They're being weird on these cans anymore. They look like a bum. That's a thing there. It's a tube of toothpaste. Oh no, it's a rocket. Tube of toothpaste. Anyway, it's got Galaxy Single Hop IPA. As you can probably guess, I've had 3 cans of beer. The last one was Dark Star. I'm actually feeling happy, feeling merry. Honestly, no joking. What was it? 10:30. It's actually, I'll give you a date. 10:30. 10:30 on the 30th of July, 2025. We're on our way into August. Yeah, not being funny, guys. I'll tell you one thing though, I'll tell you one thing about the Osbournes, right? Jack, Jack Osbourne. I thought he would turn out a right bellend when he was younger, you know what I mean? Not being funny, I don't mean that in a bad way. And he's turned out one of the soundest people on the planet. Do you know what I mean? Because he could have gone. He was in rehab when he was 15, wasn't he? Or something like that, 17. You know what I mean? He could have hit the fucking rock bottom. He could have really hit rock bottom. But he's done them both proud, I think. He's sound as a pound. It's mad. He doesn't look like any of them, does he? But I like Jack. I think Jack's actually sound. I'm not a bender, alright. Kelly, mate, when she looked natural, au natural, same as a mum. When they look au natural, they were okay. I'm not into this. I'm sorry, I'm not being funny, like, but Ozzy was like, the fucking, the fucking, the bread channel, show the fucking TV, the bread channel. He lost the plot years ago, mate. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm sure Ozzy would agree with me and say, yeah, you fucking tell the truth, Anyway, let's have this fruity hazy IPA showcases the Australian hop galaxy, known for its tropical aroma and flavours of citrus, peach and passion fruit. 5.5%. Contains malted barley, wheat, oats. Kirkstall Brewery, Leeds. Nice label. Fireworks, fruit, stars flying in all directions, everything. I didn't watch a single moment of the Black Sabbath concert. Honestly, guys, I'm just not a heavy metal head. The most heavy metal I'll go is Periphery. I like Periphery, right? That's like progressive metal, isn't it? It's heavy, it's screaming, it's powerful. I'm alright on that one, like. Tony McAlpine's, anyone heard of Tony McAlpine, the electric guitar player? He's heavy metal. He does like, oh man, I ain't no heavy metal fan. Bands like Slayer, I think I respect. I actually respect Slipknot, by the way. I think they're really good musicians, you know what I mean? But I don't listen to those kinds of bands just in case they're being influential in the lyrics secretly, the same rude things about God or being, it could be, couldn't they? I don't know. But the song Duality by Slipknot? I love that song. I love it. I put my fingers into my eyes. I love that song. I actually love it. Anyway, let's get the can open. Let's see what we've got. Let's be a Hellraiser. On the night that Ozzy is buried, let's be a Hellraiser now. Come on, I want to see your thoughts now. Go. I'm in a good mood. The alarm's just gone off there. Oh man, put in the comment section below. Or 5 viewers, whoever watches it, like. Name us some bands to listen to, man. So, give us a bit of an influence, like. The guitar solo in, like, as an example, the song Paranoid bores me shitless, guys, honestly. Like, baby. But the lead solo in the middle of it, the lead break, the guitar solo, boony new. Yeah. I might get a copyright strike for this. on. Right now. And the lead goes. No, that. Now that's cool. You know, I was in the same room as Tony Iommi once, guys. I'll say I didn't disturb him, I didn't do his head, and I didn't try and talk to him, I didn't piss him off. I was like, look, it's, Black Sabbath, they're in the room, like, but I actually spoke to Ronnie Dio, went up to Ronnie Dio, like, can I just shake your hand, mate? I think you're like a heavy metal legend, you know what I mean? And he was like, oh, that's very kind of you, thank you. And he's looking at me and he's like, who's this square? Who's this square dude with the tie on? Because I was working in a college I was working in a college at the time, yeah, and my mate was in the studio, a friend I know, he was in a band in the same studio, the Black Sabbath were recording, like, in the Amazon Studios in Liverpool. And he said, Bruce, Ronnie Dio's in the studio, like, with the Black Sabbath band, do you want to come and meet him now? Like, I was like, yeah. But if he said that Ozzy Osbourne's in the studio with Black Sabbath, do you want to come meet him? I was like, no. I'm sorry. If that offends people, you know what I mean? But I didn't do it. Vinny Appice, the drummer Vinny Appice, he was there, mate. The son of Carmen Appice. The only drummer that can claim Carmen Appice is the real drummer that John Bonham ripped off, mate, The only drummer that John Bonham could have been influenced by. Maybe Buddy Rich, I don't know. But yeah, Vinny Appice, the band Dio. We're rock! We're rock! I'm actually into Dio, I thought they were a good band. Vivian Campbell on guitar, you know what I mean? What's his name on the bass, man? Bob Daisley, oh man, he was the bass player of Dio. Famous heavy metal bass player, I've got that album, so I've got a thingy somewhere in my album collection. The Last in Line by Dio, What a last in line! I've took in some metal, like Rush, my favourite, if you call it, the heavy metal category, Rush. They're not actually heavy metal, Rush, they're progressive rock, aren't they? But they're my favourite heavy metal band, I think, But anyway, I will actually, just being nice. Look, man, I'm going to drink this. I'll do a toast to Ozzy, right? I'm not a worship, I'm not idolising him and all like that, but it was a good laugh. He was off his rocker, The bread channel. The bread channel. What? One if like he was living it up, mate. He was like partying, he was eating bread. Alright. Smell a bit of do a toast. I'll at least do a little like a send off drink, right? Because he was a good laugh, you know what I mean? And his bands were always good. Randy Rhoads was a great guitar player. I didn't listen to much of that. I remember Crazy Train and things like Jake Healy, brilliant guitar player. Brad Gillis played for him for a while. Night Ranger, one of my favourite guitar players of all time. Zakk Wylde, brilliant guitar player. They're all good musicians. Everyone's worked with them. They're great drummers as well. Tommy Aldridge, all them lot. Some really good musicians I work with Ozzy, like. But I find Ozzy overrated and a bit like the t-shirt at the end of the show. Overpriced. But anyway, let's have a close look at the beard. He had his funeral today, and I don't want to. I just seemed it's a bit like idolatrous. I've been a bit perturbed by the idolatry. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of people going, oh, Ozzy died, and I'm like thinking, look, man, do you think he'd want to be idolised? The whole thing's a bit silly, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like I say, I made as much fuss about my man passing on, like. And then, people would have given me stick and go, she wasn't like that much, she was like, it's like, that's how I feel with you, like. It's like a funeral procession, everyone's going, say, I'm like, give me a break. But Tony Iommi, mate, I rate him as a guitar player. He's actually a very good player, like, I'm not a Sabbath fan. They're too morbid. They're too, like, devil worship, morbid. Like, I mean, they might not be there. I understand that point. I understand gimmicks in metal and all that. But they're too morbid. Do you know what I mean? One song I liked by Sabbath, right, with Ozzy Osbourne, I thought was okay, it was called Never Say Die, ironically, like. I thought that was a catchy song, like, that was a good, like, upbeat, catchy song, especially for Black Sabbath, like. Never Say Die, like. Don't you ever, never say die! Never say die! The fucking bread channel! Sorry, guys. Don't get offended. Alright, man. Let's taste this beer. I'll do this beer, like, actually, like, it's Galaxy, right? Not much taste, smell. A bit heavy, sorry if I'm talking. And Bruce eats shrimp. I hope they're not real shrimps, that. The fucking maggots. No, got any shrimp flavour, I'll be alright. I'll be alright. I'm sure I can make it through, I'll be alright. Alright, this is Kirkstall. Citrusy, fresh, nice. I got this from Asda, full price, you know what I mean? So it's no like £1.50 job. £3 something. It's Kirkstall Brewery, Galaxy Single Hop IPA, 5.5%. Oh, belly! Toast to Ozzy, alright? Send off. Bon voyage, Ozzy. Might see you around. Oh, belly! Ozzy! Oh, that's smooth. Smooth. Wow. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. Balanced. Caramelly. Let's have a look at the old description there, see if they got it right. Tropical aroma, flavours, citrus, peach. Yeah, peach. Peach and passion fruit. Yeah, nice. Oh. 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 Looks really like orange there, doesn't it? Yeah. Lovely colour. Oh, that's nice, that. It's got body. It's nice. It's refreshing. It's drinkable. It's easy. It's one of them beers that you love even if you're not an alcoholic, like me. Tip from the top. Alcoholics, tip from the top. If you're into cocaine, don't worry, I'm not talking illegal here. There you go. Agua. 40 grams of coca leaves in every bottle. You can get it on Amazon. It's totally legal. You know, if you prefer that bleached, microwaved stuff, there you go. And you end up at the end of the night going, the Scarface. You Scarface, you go, and you go, hey boss, come on man, you've been doing a bit too much lately. And he goes like that. He puts his head in a mountain, doesn't he? He goes, he can't go any further. He's like, that's like that's like sitting with 10 fit birds and you've got impotency, isn't it? Alright. What's the plug thing? Oh, just starting to get merry and that, like, you know what I mean? Like, happily merry, not like regretfully merry. But yeah, man, look, you're in good spirit, man. You know, I'm gonna, like, you know, up LAR, man. I toast. Like I say, Ozzy Osbourne made me laugh, mate. At the very best of things, he made me laugh. Um, man, I don't know what to say. It's like, I can't idolise anyone in the music world because I sing myself. I'm a better singer than Ozzy ever will be. I don't care what anyone says. I play guitar. I'm quite good at it. Why would I drop all my, you know, put all my down weapons and say, oh yeah, hail this person, hail that person? No one taught me. I taught myself. I didn't join a rock band when I was young and they mentored me and all that. I was crap and shit and couldn't play for years. I've got the tapes to prove it. Oh, man. I like that. It's fragrance. It's got a nice, nice suspended peachy middle. I don't know what to say about that. Like, little bit of blood orange in there, that kind of vibe. That's a nice one, that, guys. I didn't expect the Galaxy hops to appeal to me. Usually, Galaxy hops don't really work for me. I don't know, but hey, you know what? That ain't bad at all, man. I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10. It's a nice drink. It's lovely. Highly recommended, mate. Yeah, you know, I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. You know, Birmingham, right? Birmingham. Um, look, why would I listen to Black Sabbath? I'm not being funny. I haven't. Yeah, you know who died? Who died last year, or it was either the year before? You know, from Birmingham, right? From a Brummie who died, right? No one even mentioned him, right? This, this band, look, Magnum. Tony Clarkin, the guitar player of Magnum, passed on prematurely through back problems or something. He wasn't a bell end. He wasn't like into drugs or going wild or nothing. He was one of look, this band, mate, Magnum, mate. Why would I want to listen to any other Brummies, mate? Well, I've seen Magnum 7 times, right, guys, and I met them backstage once. You know, you know. And there's a video on my channel. If you check it out, if you go on my channel and just search Magnum on my channel, there's a concert what they did in Milton Keynes Bowl. I wasn't there or nothing, but that concert got me into that band. I heard it on the radio and was like, I want to see this band. I want to see these guys, right? They're brilliant. And the Brummies. And I did go and see them. And I saw them 7 times. I can't spell it out enough to you, like, guys. How much joy I received from seeing them live. And what I witnessed in the crowd and the way the response was and everything, yeah. And I found out, I was sort of listening to them for quite a while. Someone came up to me once, I was talking to them, I'm getting to Magnum lately, you know what I mean? And he said, did you know they're a Christian band? And I was like, fuck, no! Because I'm not like religious minded or anything, you understand? You know, if it's pretentious, I don't want to know. And if it's real, no, you know, one of the best gig I ever saw in my life was a Christian band called Delirious. Look, I don't care. I've seen some great bands, me, but the Delirious gig in Liverpool was the most fantastic show I've ever seen, right? But I've seen Magnum twice in Liverpool anyway. And Tony Clarkin, the guitar player, Tony Clarkin, he passed on a couple of years back. Maybe, I'm not sure whether a year, 2 years ago. No one made a fuss, no one made a sound. No one was like, oh, whoa, Tony Clarkin's dead of Magnum, you know what I mean? It was like a kind of underground, like, respecting that for him, you know what I mean? Magnum blew Black Sabbath away, in my opinion. You know, I just saw nothing but joy at their concerts, mate. Just joy, happiness, love. Just the most fantastic vibe. And the bikers, you know what I mean? It was like biker rock full on. You could ride a motorcycle and have Magnum on in your headset and go, come on. Have you ever heard Holy Rider by Magnum? Like, you know, and you know, there's an album called Vigilante. That was the album that just been released when I got into them, right? Roger Taylor produced that album from Queen, you know, the drummer of Queen, he produced that album. So it's got like a bit of a crazy flavour to it, like, you know what I mean? But I don't care what any of you say, you know. Why would I even pay attention to anything musical from Birmingham when I'd already experienced Magnum live? And I've seen them play the NEC in Birmingham, their hometown. 10,000 seater, mate. You know, I saw them fill a 10,000 seater arena. And now for an underground band with no hype and not really, you know what I mean? How much hype of Black Sabbath had or Ozzy Osbourne or whatever? Well, you know, there's no television series of Tony Clarkin in his private life or Bob Catley, the singer, or whatever, like, you know. But they're the best of Birmingham, the best that the Brummies ever had to offer to me with Magnum. And the Birmingham heavy metal fans alike should be totally proud of that band and like go like, wow, man, Tony Clarkin was one of the best, most original guitar players you'll ever hear in your life, mate. If you don't know about it, check them out. It's all about love, though. It's not about, like, you know, depressing stuff and doomy stuff and summoning the devil. The opposite. You know what I mean? Like I say, someone said to me, did you know they were a Christian band? And I was like, nah, you know, you're kidding me. And I've done a bit of homework and I was like, they were? I was like, oh my word. They are like proper into it, man. They are like proper do-gooders. I met them backstage. I went backstage at a Magnum gig in the Buckley. It's called the Buckley, what's it called? The Tivoli in Buckley. Rock club, like. Saw Magnum live at the Tivoli. And one of the roadies was, you know, gathering the stuff on the stage. And he went, do you want to go back and meet the band? And we had to get a coach back, you know what I mean? It was a coach we had to get, like, from... I was with a bird. I wasn't with a dude, by the way. And went backstage. And there was only 3 of them there. The keyboard player, Mark Stanway, wasn't there. The drummer, Mickey Baker, wasn't there. I'd love to have met both of them, like, because they both sound like. They weren't there. There was Wally Lowe, the bass player. Bob Catley, the singer, was sitting on a chair. And he goes, he pointed at the dressing room door. He goes, Tony's in there if you want to talk to him. I was like, Tony Clarken's in there, mate. Can I go in? Like, he's like, go on. And I opened the door, and Tony Clarken was there. I told him, I was like, whoa, man, you guys should be massive, you know. Won't go on about that story, like, but you know what I mean? All I know is, they had like orange juice on the table. They had like pork pies and stuff and a buffet and stuff. There was no cocaine. There wasn't even any alcohol, guys. You know what I mean? Backstage at a Magnum gig. It was so squeaky clean, you wouldn't believe it, mate. And his mum was there, you know, the singer. No, the singer, Bob Catley. And he's getting on a bit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but his mother was there. His mum was there behind him. In the dressing room. And I went up to him and went, mate, your singing is getting brilliant. You know, because his voice was getting better and better, wasn't it, with age, instead of getting worse. And his mum goes, he's getting better all the time, isn't he? I was like, yeah, you're right there. You know, a weird experience, that, guys. No drugs, not even a weed, not even a smell of weed, nothing. There was orange juice and cakes. But anyway, why would I give a bleeding crap about any other bummy band, mate? I've already seen the best of Birmingham, alright. I've done some singing in Birmingham as well. I've actually sang there, like, you know, in like a little mad studio thing. I've been to Birmingham. So, yeah. Check out Magnum, you know, but did anyone make a fuss about Tony Clarken when he passed on, mate? My word, no one even knew what was going on. So I'm a bit miffed when everyone's going, oh, yeah, Ozzy. Like, hey, I'm still getting over Tony Clarken. Don't even go on about them, lot, like. Hellraisers, womanizers. Don't tell me what Birmingham's about. I'll tell you, sonny. But anyway, God bless Tony Clarken. And God bless Ozzy. Maybe he'll find peace and happiness and serenity somewhere. Who knows? He's happy now. Are you happy now, Zach? Are you happy now? Are you happy now, Steven Tyler? Are you happy now? All you heavy metal heads. By the way, Zach, if you want to play in my band, like, you know what I mean, I've got a good voice, you know. Zach Wilde. He's a good guitar player. They're all good musicians. Everyone who's been involved in Ozzy Osbourne, they're all good musicians. Like, I can't deny that. Like, anyway, let's stop boring you. 34 minutes, all right. Waffly, boring, man. Terrible beer reviews these, aren't they? But anyway, what matters is you should try this beer. It's nice. It's lovely, satisfying, middle of the road peach flavour. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, I tell you. No, don't be. Put the subtitles on there. No, Nelson Agnew. Like say no. Don't knock numerals. The subtitles there. Thanks for watching. 10 out of 10, like. 10 out of 10, nice one. 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.